Hi, in today's video I am painting a little Halloween scene. This is a painting of a tree with some bushes and then some mushrooms, and I have a little bat hanging from a tree branch and then a little critter peeking out of the hole in the tree. I don't know what kind of a creature it is, but you can just tell that some eyes will be glowing in the dark hole. And then I am using the Arteza sketchbook with Turner Design Gouache, and I'm starting out by painting the bushes. So one thing I really like doing is mixing black with yellow to create a really natural green color. So now I'm adding more black to the green colored mixture that I created, and I'm gonna use this to create those shadows where the trees or the bushes would be either behind or in front of, to add that dimension to the bushes to give them a little bit more contrast so they don't blend in with each other. And then I added more yellow to create sort of a gradient between the really dark green and then that lighter green that I'm initially using. And then I'm adding even more yellow to create another gradient, or a lighter shade to create more of a gradient towards that lighter color. And then I'm adding even more yellow to create more of those lighter leaves mixed in with the darker colored leaves. So essentially I'm trying to create texture, and the cool thing about gouache is that if your brush is a little bit damp or wet, it'll actually pick up the previous color you had on there, so it kind of will blend the colors for you, if that makes sense. So I'm just going around and kind of moving the paint around to create that texture of the bushes with kind of like the leaves. And now I'm going to start mixing a color for the tree itself. So I'm using burnt sienna, and then I will mix that with white. And this is the DaVinci Guache. I ran out of Turner gouache, so I'm just mixing brands, which is something I normally do. I've never used DaVinci, but it seems to be pretty similar to the Turner design gouache. I don't see anything different about it aside from the price. It is at a cheaper price point, which is why I picked it up, because I tend to go through a lot of white. And then to create more of like that tree color, I mix Prussian blue in it, because that's kind of a contrasting color to the red of that burnt sienna. And you get like this really nice brown color. So I'll be painting the entire tree in this color. And then to create the little tiny branches coming off of the main larger branch, I push really hard down on the tip of the paintbrush to create like a fatter stroke, and then I lift up as I come to the end to create the really thin end part of the branch. And for the even tinier ones that offshoot, usually I use a rigger brush. In this case, I didn't really do that, but I'm basically just working with like that tip of the brush, and I pretty much always have the brush pointing like straight up from the paper, so it's not really angled, so that I don't get like a thicker stroke. So I'm mainly dealing with that really end piece or part of the brush. And now I'm using black, and for this I'm going to be painting the little tiny bat hanging from the tree, and then I'll be painting the hole in the tree where the little critter is sitting. And now I've mixed white with the tree mixture that I created earlier, and I added in a highlight to the tree hole, and now I'm just adding in some texture to the tree to make it kind of look like there's bark on the tree. And this is typically how I do the bark, is I'll do like these long strokes going down the tree just to add some like dimension and texture. And I really like using just line work to do this, but in this case I didn't really like how it turned out, so I actually go over everything that I'm doing right now. So this is the point where I realized that I didn't really like what I initially did. The problem is I didn't think it really matched how I did the bushes. So I instead wanted to do like these painterly brush strokes like I had done with the bushes, just to make them more cohesive. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, is adding in some texture, some shadows, and just making that like really painterly look with the brush strokes. And then I've added the dots for the bat and the dots for the little critter that's sitting in the tree. And now I'm mixing up kind of a off-white brownish light color, and this is the color I'm going to be using to create the little mushrooms that I have around the tree. And I added in some of those little tiny dots that I typically do on mushrooms just to give it a little bit more character. And then I created a really lime greeny mossy color for the little moss that I have going around the tree and the tree bush. So by doing that, I just added more of the yellow to that yellow and black mixture. And that is about it I have for this video. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and learned something on how I paint and some techniques you could add into your painting. Thanks for watching. Bye.